Are you starting to get notices in the mail about Social Security and you're starting to wonder when you should start taking Social Security and how much you might actually get? Hi, my name is Zach Morris with Paces Ferry Wealth Advisors, and I want to talk to you about everything that you need to know about Social Security so that you can get a good understanding about how much you might start getting when you file. The first thing that you need to know is, how do you qualify? You qualify for Social Security by getting 40 credits. So you get 1 credit per quarter if you work a full-time job. So if you work for 10 years, a full-time job for 10 years, you'll get 40 total credits, and that's how you qualify. Now, how is it calculated? The Social Security Administration takes your 35 highest earning years and averages them into what's called your average index monthly earnings. They then use this number to calculate what your Social Security benefit is going to be. How do you find out what your Social Security benefit is? You can go to ssa.gov/myaccount, and there'll be a link in the notes for this video on how to access it. When you go to ssa.gov/myaccount, the Social Security Administration is going to ask you a number of security questions that you never set up, but they're Social Security. They know everything about you. So once you answer those questions, you'll be able to access all the information that you need to know in order to make your decision. There's a couple of terms that you need to understand for Social Security. The first is full retirement age. Full retirement age, if you were born before January 1st, 1954, was 66. After a birth date of January 1st, 1954, your full retirement age, or FRA, starts to tick up. 66 in 2 months, 66 in 4 months, 66 in 6 months, and so on. The next term that you need to understand is primary insurance amount. So the primary insurance amount is the benefit that you receive at your full retirement age. The way to think about it is that at your full retirement age, you get 100% of your benefit. If you wait longer past your full retirement age, you get what's called delayed retirement credits. This allows you to increase your benefit by 8% a year, non-compounded. So what does that mean? Non-compounded means that it's 8% off of your primary insurance amount. So if your primary insurance amount is $3,500 a month, then your delayed retirement credit for 1 year would be $280. Each year after that, you would get another $280. Now, you don't have to wait a full year to get delayed retirement credits. It's actually credited to you on a monthly basis. So sometimes people plan on waiting all the way until 70, where you maximize your benefit, but they might say at 69, you know what, I really want to start taking today, 69 and a half, 69 and 8 months, whatever it might be. They will get delayed retirement credits for as much time as they wait. So I often tell people, when they're sitting around trying to decide whether or not they should take Social Security at 69 or 69 and a half, the longer you wait and the longer it takes for you to decide, you're just going to get some more money. So it's not a rush unless you really need the money. So if you wait longer than your full retirement age, you can get more than your primary insurance amount, call it up to 124% if your full retirement age is 67. But if you take earlier, you're going to get less than your primary insurance amount, call it 70% of your primary insurance amount. It does pay to wait. It's not always the right solution, but a lot of times it makes sense to wait until you can get some delayed retirement credits in order to maximize the benefit of your Social Security. Now, what happens if you take Social Security early and you're still working? So the Social Security Administration will penalize you for income over a certain amount. In 2024, if you're making over $22,320, you'll get penalized $1 for every $2 you're making over that amount. So when you go to file for Social Security, the Social Security Administration is going to ask you how much you're currently making. If you put it down inaccurately, they're going to come back to you a couple of years later. And we've actually had a CPA ask us the question, hey, my client got a letter from the Social Security Administration saying he owes $20,000. What's going on? What had happened is that his client had filed for Social Security at 62 and said that he wasn't making any money. And the Social Security Administration came back and sent him a letter saying that he owed money back to them because they didn't withhold the proper amount. In the year you reach full retirement age, for every $3 you make over $59,520, you get $1 withheld from the Social Security Administration. So let's go back to the example of before the year you turn full retirement age. If you're making $100,000 a year, you might file for Social Security and get nothing. Same thing as the year you turn full retirement age. If you're making $400,000 a year, you could file for Social Security then and get nothing. Now that we know about full retirement age and we know what the primary insurance amount is, let's talk about spousal benefits. Spousal benefits are available to anyone regardless of whether or not they qualified for Social Security by obtaining 40 credits. Available to them is 50% of the higher income earning spouse's primary insurance amount. So whatever that higher income earning spouse's benefit was at full retirement age, their primary insurance amount, the other spouse or the lower income earning spouse or the spouse that didn't qualify for Social Security in the first place can get 50% of that benefit. So let's say the higher income earning spouse has a primary insurance amount of $3,500. The lower income earning spouse can then receive $1,750 when they file at their full retirement age. Now, if the lower income earning spouse files early, their spousal benefit will be less. So they'll take a haircut on their spousal benefit by filing early. They have to wait until their full retirement age in order to get their full spousal benefit. In order for somebody to take their spousal benefit, the higher income earning spouse has to have already filed for their benefit. So if that higher income earning spouse hasn't filed for their benefit and the lower income earning spouse has a benefit of their own, call it $1,200 a month, they can file at their full retirement age and take their benefit until the higher income earning spouse files for their benefit. And then the lower income earning spouse can switch to their spousal benefit. So let's take an example of Harry and Sue. Sue is the higher income earning spouse. Okay. And Sue has a benefit of $3,500 a month at her full retirement age. So that's her primary insurance amount. However, if Sue waits until 70, Sue can get delayed retirement credits. So she can wait all the way until 70 and get a higher benefit. Now, Harry, also the same age. Let's say, for sake of example, that both Harry and Sue are 67 today. Harry can file for his benefit. And let's say he has a working history. So he got his full 40 credits and he has a working history, but he didn't make as much during his working years. So he doesn't have as high of a benefit. Let's call his benefit $1,000 a month. So Sue's primary insurance amount is $3,500 a month. Harry's primary insurance amount is $1,000 a month. When Harry files, Harry gets $1,000 a month. Sue can continue to let her benefit grow. Now, when Sue reaches age 70, she's going to file and take her delayed retirement credits and take a higher benefit. So she'll take 124% of her primary insurance amount. And at that time, Harry will switch to his spousal benefit. So he'll go from getting $1,000 a month to getting $1,750 a month. So he'll jump up to his spousal benefit. Now, technically, this is supposed to happen automatically, but if it doesn't, reach out to your Social Security contacts or call the 1-800 number and say, hey, my spouse has now filed. I would like to take my spousal benefit. So now let's talk about survivor benefits. Survivor benefits is 100% of the higher benefit between the two. So let me say that a different way. When one spouse predeceases the other, the surviving spouse gets 100% of the higher benefit. Now, let's take Harry and Sue, for example. So when Sue waited until 70 to get her delayed retirement credits, she got $52,080 a year, or $43.40 a month. Harry, at the same time, was getting $1,750 a month, or $21,000 a year. Now, if Sue predeceases Harry after she waited until 70. Harry's $21,000 would go away, and he would start receiving the $52,080 that Sue was receiving. So that's his survivor benefit. Now, let's say Sue waited until 69 and then she died and predeceased Harry. So because she waited till 69, Harry would be eligible for the benefit that Sue would have gotten if she filed at the time of her passing. Now, survivor benefits are tricky because when you think about survivor benefits, it's not always beneficial to wait for somebody to take Social Security, to take their benefit or even their spousal benefit. Because if you have a spouse that is much older, using the example of Harry and Sue, let's say Sue was 85 and Harry was 60. Well, if Harry were to take Social Security at 62, he would take a decreased benefit at 62. However, when Sue passed away, and let's say Sue lived until 90, if Sue passes away, Harry's benefit would jump up to whatever Sue was getting when she passed away. So with that example, it doesn't make sense for Harry to wait until his full retirement age to get his benefit. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, hey, Zach, well, doesn't Harry get a lesser benefit by taking it at 62? And you're right. Harry does get a lesser benefit by taking it at 62 early. However, the survivor benefits and your individual benefit or spousal benefit run two separate tracks when it comes to when you've taken your benefit. So if you take your spousal benefit or you take your individual benefit at 62, while both of those might be given a haircut, if you take your individual benefit at 62 and then switch to your spousal benefit, both of those will be a diminished amount because you took early. However, if you take your individual benefit or spousal benefit at 62 and then switch to your survivor benefit when your older spouse predeceases you, you will still get 100% of the benefit that they were receiving at the time of their passing. Here's another example about survivor benefits and how they run a parallel track to both your individual benefit or spousal benefits. You can start taking your survivor benefit at age 60. And if you have a good working history and you have a much bigger benefit on your own, you can let your benefit grow all the way until 70 and then take your benefit with your delayed retirement credits at no diminished value. In other words, you're not going to get a haircut on your benefit by taking your survivor benefit at age 60. But in the meantime, you get to receive some income while your benefit, your individual benefit, grows. I hope you found this video helpful, and please be on the lookout for other videos about financial planning topics as well as Social Security. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up below and subscribe. Thank you.